On the agenda. So I'm asking what's on the agenda that we're not participating to and that we cannot comment on.
Because it's a confidential
Well,
item.
why invite members of the public?
Because we have to by the regulations.
Not necessarily. You can have a closed meeting.
In regards to this specific confidential item, it has been asked to be kept confidential.
Well, why invite public? That's what I'm saying. You can. You can ask.
1960 states the public should be entitled to attend a council meeting.
Well, why ask us to
Under
attend?
Section 2, I believe it is, then the press and public will be asked to leave when it's confidential.
I think council should know. Shouldn't council?
Well, your council doesn't even know why he's being invited up. He's already asked what's it about.
When we get to the item.
Well, he ought to have an idea before he got here because he might have an interest in it.
Your question's been answered.
It might have been answered, but I'm taking up half an hour of your time,
No.
which I'm allowed to. It says here.
Yes, it is a question. Standing orders actually states, that any confidential item must be recorded and the public must be told, and this is in standing orders. Read standing orders, Chair, please. Don't say no without reading standing orders. Standing orders states, and the public must be told what the confidential item is, and it must also be recorded.
Tell the basics of it, Chair, which is a complaint, but
Yeah.
nothing more.
Yeah. So the basics, as Councillor Sutton has just said, we can say that it's been a complaint.
Can I also read this to you then, Chair, please? Right, these are part of the 7 principles of public life. This is for the council. Yeah. Number 5.
They're the Nolan principles.
No, it's not the Nolan.
Oh.
Right, number 5. Right, holders of public office should act and take decisions in the open and transparent manner. Information should not be withheld from the public unless are clear and unlawful reasons for to do so. Now, I'm asking you, what lawful reasons have you got to withhold information from the public?
The person that put the complaint in has asked for it to be kept.
And under our complaints, we'll
Yeah.
say under section 4.3, at the meeting, the council may resolve to exclude members of the public and press to ensure confidentiality. And that's our complaint procedure.
You still have to explain what the complaint is. You can't just say it's a complaint.
No,
Yeah.
not when the person's
If you read standing orders, it says you have to
We have to
clearly.
respect the person that's asked to be kept confidential.
You don't have to mention the name.
You don't have to mention the names.
No.
It's more that they've asked for the complaint to be kept confidential.
Is this the person who's made the complaint, or the
Yes,
person or the
that's
complaint's
made-
against?
No, the person that has made the complaint has asked for the complaint to be kept confidential.
Not what complaints all over Facebook, is it?
We can't, all we can say is that the person who has put the complaint in has asked for it to be kept confidential.
What if there's complaints in public interest then?
The person has asked for the complaint to be confidential.
So could I ask, which councillor is aware of the complaint who sat round the table tonight? Who's aware of the complaint? You're not aware. Who else is not aware? Are you aware? No. Are you aware?
Chelsea's the new councillor.
Yeah. Are you aware of the complaint? Are you aware, Councillor Sutton? Are you aware, Councillor Dickinson? Are you aware of the complaint? No. You're not aware of it. So how can you make a decision when it's just straight in front of you and you have to be able to look through it?
It will be discussing it with all councils.
You're withholding information from councillors.
They should be aware.
Dealing with it today.
They should be aware.
You're not dealing with it
A
today.
briefing
We are
of the,
following procedure and we are doing it today.
as a member of the council and of this committee, the members should be aware of the nature of that
Agenda item.
agenda
Right,
item,
I don't
so that they can, it's not coming blind at them.
Right,
And that's what you are
I'll
doing.
answer you now. We're following advice
No, you're-
by LCA, which is advice for
Well,
parish councils.
you're not keeping your
So
own
we are
councillors
following
involved.
advice.
You're not keeping your own councillors involved.
So,
No.
right.
You're doing it on your own back.
So that's the last one. I'm moving on to the next item, which is exclusion of the press.
We're allowed 30 minutes. We're allowed 30 minutes. It's only it's not 10 past yet.
Discretion, and my discretion is we need to
You
move
mean you're
on.
frightened?
You're frightened.
So I have moved on to
You're
the
really
next
frightened
No.
of
item.
lazy
I'm
people.
chair
Got
of
30
the
minutes.
meeting,
Everybody's talking
and I am
over,
stating
everybody's
that.
talking over everybody.
So
and you're getting nowhere.
let's all calm it down. We're moving on
Let's
to the
all,
next
let's all
item.
talk in turn. And let's try and be
Yes.
transparent,
That's
right?
here, John.
And be, what you call it, and be honest with
I
each
don't see
other.
any other answers we can give about this item, and I have decided as chair that the public participation has ended now, and we are moving on to the next item, which is 38, exclusion of press or
Can I
public.
just make
To
one more statement,
consider
please?
and resolve the agenda
You don't want to
items
get your way.
Don't
that
go.
require the exclusion of press and public in the accordance with the Public Bodies Administrations to Meetings
Shocking.
Act
Needs reporting. this.
1960,
Needs
section 1,
reporting.
2, for matters
I'll put a
appertaining
letter in.
to confidential information. So, now you all have to leave us, please.
We've got 30 minutes public participation.
I've ended the public participation,
But
Mrs.
but
Blair.
I'm sorry,
So now
Chair.
I've moved on to the next
You've been
item.
trying to get a question in.
There's
I've ended
I've
questions.
sat
No,
here.
you were, before you were.
I've ended questions and I'm asking you all to leave the building now.
And we're paying £80 a year.
This is only this type of meeting where the public are not included. There is a next council meeting on the 3rd of July, which will be.
Why, you shut it down again?
I'm not going to shut the council meeting down on that because I'm not chairing it.
Oh, lovely.
I don't get why we just can't be
So,
open and
I have asked you
transparent with
politely
people.
to leave, thank
That's
you.
all I'm asking now, and I'm not asking to be having a shouting and bawling match, right? If some things want addressing, we address them as a town or a village, as people, and we do it properly.
We don't
You
want
know, and
that.
we don't hide behind people. You know, whatever happens, whether we're hiding something or a thingy, we need to be open and transparent and get things to the forefront, right? And then, if we know what's happening, we can all help each other, support each other, right? And get the issue sorted quickly.
Well, that's what we're trying to do tonight.
I appreciate that.
On this
Yeah.
occasion, we cannot.
But don't blank the public out of it.
Because we've had this request, we've followed advice and this is what we've got to do.
So you've withheld it from, which councillors have you withheld it from then? Is the little sector know what's going on?
I've ended public, that's it now. It's finished.
You ought to put a complaint in as a councillor that they've withheld information from you.
Just before I leave, I'm going to say this, you cannot make a decision, right, on the day, right, if the councillors have not been given the information.
Exactly.
That's unlawful.
It is.
To make a you cannot.
We have
That's
time,
unlawful.
guys.
Have things tabled.
No, it's unlawful.
So if you'd like to leave,
You're asking them to make a decision without the information. That's unlawful.
You're absolutely disgusting, not you?
Yeah, it's shocking.
You're not fit to be councillor.
You're not. You're not.
You are not, you are a mayor, you ought to know better.
Withholding information.
Given permission for 160 elms.
no, we have
Oh, they've shut it down.
We keep doing that one, innit?
Yeah.
You don't want to talk to us.
have a slight pause, councillor.
No, and that councillor there doesn't even know anything.
You're making a decision, but you don't know what you're talking about.
I know, it isn't.
It's not allowed to be on radio. Where's that come from?
Why aren't members of the public allowed to ask questions?
There's a code.
Because you stopped it.
I'm not allowed
I
to do
believe
that.
it, but
Listen.
it's on radio.
Listen,
breaking
it will
law.
not, and it cannot, the council are right what they're saying, it will not
Your job.
and cannot be built on, because it's always been used as a sports field, and it's got a de facto on it. And the reason I'll tell you where it can't be built on, have you seen Millmore, Rotherham United football ground?
Same minute.
They can't do nothing with that neither, because that's on a de facto, and it's always been a sports ground. And they would love to strip that down and build on it. And maybe Siswell would love to strip that down and build on it, but they can't. I promise you that now. Right?
There's a caveat on it.
I will back council 100%
Yes, there's a
with that.
caveat. Can I just reiterate, I have paused the meeting while we're filming.
Right. But yeah, they can't build on it. Thank you anyway.
Thank you.
Introduce the new council.
That it's very nice of me. Like,
Well,
sorry,
that's-
Simon, Elsie.
It's broken.
When was it voted on?
When
When was it voted on? Because the
Right.
vote said at last
There was
meeting.
only one person stood, so, you know.
But when was
yourself,
it all advertised out?
It's been out there.
Several months.
A few weeks.
I've got a letter from monitoring officer actually saying no one stood, and I've got the letter here.
That was the first time round.
And the second time was the 13th, which is only last week,
The second one was.
was the 13th, and it wasn't
Well,
supposed to be
last
announced until this coming Thursday.
Yeah, but they can announce it early if there's only one person standing and they get in by default. That deadline would have been if there'd have been an election. And because there was only one person, and that comes from electoral services, not us.